Hey guys, Cowboy here. Thought I'd get a little personal y'all today. Talk to y'all about my bike and my deep dark secret. Hey guys, the sun has finally came out. Still cool, about 50 degrees in northwest Alabama today. I think we had a low last night about 45, but a rain came through. Made for it's been nasty, rainy, and cold for the last week or two. So, anyway, I thought I'd get out and ride just a little bit today. I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about my bike. For y'all that don't know, I'm riding a 2005 Yamaha 1100 V-Star Classic. I bought this bike almost 3 years ago. When I bought it, it had 9,000 miles on it, and it's the second bike I've ever owned. The first bike was a little Kawasaki BM125, I think, Intruder. I believe that's what it was called. But when I decided I wanted to ride motorcycles, my main reason to begin with was that I just needed an economical means of going back and forth to work and doing my running around. Most of the time when kids was in school, I didn't need my big dually to go everywhere that I needed to go, and I just thought it'd be a cheap way to save money. Not to mention just liability insurance on the thing was just dirt cheap. I think that little Kawasaki, I was paying about $8 every 6 months. So it was definitely an economical way of going. But the more I rode it, the more I actually enjoyed riding and figured out that, hey, I really like this. So an opportunity come to get a bigger bike. My neighbors suggested that, well, my first idea was, well, I'll get a 650. But my neighbor said, no, go ahead and at least get 1100. So if you don't, you'll be wanting to trade bikes again just in a matter of a few months. So I took his advice, and he was exactly right. I wish now I had a lot bigger bike than an 1100. But it suffices. It gets me there and my wife. It's dependable and good gas mileage. I think it's cheap enough that I still just have liability insurance, and that cost me $28 every 6 months. I mean, now there ain't no doubt if I was driving a $10,000 or even a $7,000 bike, I'd probably want full coverage. But I think I paid $2,900 for this bike, and heck, it was almost like new when I bought it. So anyway, yeah, I've done quite a bit of work on the bike and added a few things, but I mean, I just made it more mine. I put the fairing on it. I put the saddlebags on it, the hard saddlebags, and a trunk. I've tied up a little bit of money into it just to make it mine and to make it something that I could work with. And I'm happy with that. I don't regret any of the money I've spent. I've learned a few things in the past. I've already replaced my saddlebags a second time with the larger bags, and I bought a cheap trunk off of eBay, and it has lasted me now most 2 years, but it has gave up the ghost now, so it's just being held together at the moment till I can do something a little bit better. And I'll try to discuss that in a future video. But anyway, I like my bike, I really do. But not riding motorcycles before and always just having a car or vehicle, I was surprised when I found out just how little tires last on these things. I mean, my gosh, why is somebody having to replace tires every 5,000 miles? Don't make sense to me. And but now longer I've owned vehicles, You know, tires would last 2 years or 30,000 miles, but not on a bike. So, you know, when I got the bike, it had a Michelin Commander 2. It was brand new on the rear, Dunlop on the front. The rear tire had just been replaced. The front tire, I'm not so sure, but it was looked like it was about half wore out. So I thought, 9,000 miles half wore out, hey, that ain't bad on a front tire or a rear tire to have to replace one. But boy, was I bad mistaken. I did get 9,000 more miles out of that brand new Michelin Commander tire, but 5,000 miles was just the limit on my front tire. And that's, I mean, as long as I can do it myself, that ain't too bad, I guess. But you know, you sitting there having to pay somebody every time you put tires on that often, that's kind of crazy in my opinion, at least the way my mind thinks, you know. So anyway, I had been in a search for a way to make my tires last longer, more dependable. I mean, I don't want to, one of these days I want to go out west. I don't want to have to be stopping every 2,000 to 5,000 miles to change tires. It just don't make sense to me. So anyway, this is about what this video is about. Is I have just devised a way that works for myself and my bike to where tires don't come around that often. I have found that the Shinko 777 is a very dependable front tire and economical for the most part. I think I paid $78 including shipping from Amazon or eBay One for this front tire, and I've got over 3,000 miles on it, and it looks practically like it did when I installed it. Well, the back tire, like I said, I replaced that Michelin Commander when it wore out. It had 9,000 miles on it when it wore out, and I thought that's fair. But I think the Michelin Commander tire is about $150, $160. So when I replaced the tire, I was so happy with the performance of my Dunlop 404 that just how it handled and everything. I said, well, I'm gonna get a matching set of tires. So I put a Dunlop 404 on the rear, and after 2,000 miles, it was wore out. That was when I really started doing some investigating. I had 5 friends that rode motorcycles that had went to the dark side. They had put a car tire on the rear of their bike. 2 of them rode Yamahas, and the other 3 rode Harley Davidsons. All 5 of those bragged about their tire. Said they can't tell any difference driving it. Handles just fine, but the tires lasted them anywhere between 20 and 30,000 miles now. So that got my attention. I got to looking around, and I found the Nexum car tire on Amazon for, I think it's like $77, including free shipping to your house. That tire, the size that belongs on this bike, is that same size tire is what they put on Volkswagen Beetle cars. And so I ordered it. I thought, well, I'll just try it and see. So yeah, I got it in. I installed it myself, and I got to be honest with you, I was very nervous about it, but for that price, I just had to try it. Well, I've had that tire on now for 8,000 miles, and I'm very happy with it. I've went down to, me and my wife, we went to the Smoky Mountains, rode the Tail of the Dragon, rode all around over there around Robbinsville, and Cherokee, Bryson City. We went down to Georgia, right at the Florida line, and back, and I've rode it all around here, and it has not gave me one issue. It handles, for the most part, almost identical as the motorcycle tire. I for a fact that I can lean my bike to wear my floorboard scrub, and I'm still safe and have plenty of handling. So for me, it has been I think, a good choice. Now I know everybody's style of riding is different, and their bikes are different, how they handle and the way how much they lean them and how much of an idiot they want to act like they are on their bike, and that's their business. And I decided that back tire is my business, but I just thought I'll share this with y'all. This is something y'all don't know about me and my bike. And like I said, 8,000 miles and the tire looks still like brand new. So I've been very satisfied with it. I plan on going back up to the Smokies this spring, and we're going to ride the Dragon again, and hopefully we're going to go and check out the footpath? What is that? The new road they opened up. Heck, I can't think of it now. The one that goes from the other side of the Dragon and cuts across to Townsend. Footpath Parkway, is that right it is? Anyway, we plan on going up there and doing that. And I imagine this tire is going to last me for many trips like that. We've got planned a trip down to Mobile in the spring also, and then a trip to Jacksonville, Florida for our regionals meeting. And I feel safe on it. I got to tell you, I do. The handling, and it just works for me and this bike. So I ain't trying to tell anybody that they need to go to that. I mean, that's a decision you got to make on your own. But it's worked for me so far, and it worked for 5 of my buddies. Some of them I ride with quite regularly, and they say they're not going back. So that was the topic that I thought I would just discuss today, is going dark side. You can do what you want on that. It's your choice. You got to live with it. And according to the way you drive and act, you may die with it too. I don't know. But like I said, it's worked for me, and I won't go back. I just can't imagine going back and paying that kind of money on a rear tire and changing it that often. It just don't make no sense to me. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.